Hi, welcome to my kitchen. Today we're making key lime pie. I know these are not key limes, they're too big. Key limes are very small, but we're going to make this great summertime treat today. Okay, we're going to start with the crust for this key lime pie. We're going to be using melted butter. That's going to be 5 tablespoons. We have 1 1/4 cups of graham cracker crumbs, which you can buy already ground up. And this is 1/4 cup of white sugar, and we'll be pressing it into a pie plate. Okay, very simply, just going to put the crumbs in here, add the sugar and the butter, and give it a good stir. You can buy an already made pie crust if you're in a hurry. You can find them in the bakery department or in the baking goods department in your grocery store. They're not as good as a homemade crust, and this is so easy that why wouldn't you do it? This is what it looks like before you put it in the pan. Doesn't look like it's going to stick together, but it really does. Pour it right into the bottom. You can use a larger pie plate if you want, a flatter pie, but I like a little height to my pie. And I use my fingers at this part, so it's just easier to press it all down. And you want to press it right up the sides, just like this. Make sure it's pretty even. I've got my oven preheating to 350, and we're going to bake the crust first for about 6 minutes, just to get it a little golden brown. And then it has to cool before we put the filling in. So it's really quite simple. This looks like it's going to be good. That all evened out. Now we're ready to put the crust in the oven, again for about 6 minutes at 350. And while the crust is baking, you can go ahead and make the filling. The ingredients for the pie filling are 1 can of sweetened condensed milk. Of course, you need your limes. You can spend all day squeezing limes, but I prefer to use the lime juice, and that's going to be about 3/4 cup. Now, we're going to only use the yolks of 4 large eggs. So I'm going to have to demonstrate how to get the yolks out of the eggs. I'm going to begin by cracking the egg into a dish and getting the white out, all the way out, and just scoop it back and forth till you just have a yolk, and there you go, there's one. Okay, let's do one more just to look at the technique again. Give it a good crack. You don't want to get any shell in there. And just get rid of that white. I saved the white yolks for breakfast the next morning. Not white yolks, just the white. Oops. Okay, there goes the timer. I'm going to take out my crust. It's a little golden. So I'm going to put it on a cooling rack. We want it to cool off for a little bit before we add the filling. Okay, so basically we're just going to pour everything together. We've got the 4 eggs, just the yolks, remember. Now we're going to add the lime juice. And then we're going to put in the condensed milk. It's always hard to get this out of the jug here. Okay, now I'm going to take the whisk and just go ahead and whisk this all together. You can use an electric mixer, but you really don't need to. not that much effort to do this. Okay, now we just have to let the crust cool just a little bit more before we put this in. I've left the oven on to 350 because we'll do this momentarily. There's one more step. We're going to grate the limes. Now if you have a zester, that's great. I have this very old-fashioned thingamajig from my grandma, so let's see how this works. It's really an antique, but I think it still does the job. Well, it smells good. I did a little extra on the side. Just going to give it a stir. And I think it's going to be ready to put in the crust. Let's just find out. It's still warm. You don't have to wait for it to completely cool. It's going to get baked anyway. So I'm just going to pour this mixture into the crust. Okay, this is ready to go into the oven. We're going to bake it at 350 again for about 15 minutes. Very easy. Okay, timer went off. Let's see how this goes. It smells very good. You're going to have a little bit of a wiggle, but that's okay. It's got to set. So let's put it over here on the cooling rack. Okay, we're going to let this pie cool off, just enough to get it into the refrigerator. Don't forget to cover it with saran wrap. When you're ready to eat it, you can get it out and put your topping on it. Well, it's finally time to put the topping on the key lime pie. I'm going to make a whipped cream topping. I just took my beater and my bowl out of the freezer. It's been 2 days, so they're nice and chilled, which is what we want. I'm going to get my mixer out, get it all set up. You can use Cool Whip, that tastes just as good, but I really like a nice, fresh whipped cream. So we're going to give it a shot here. I'm going to pour the whole little pint in. Some people add sugar, powdered sugar, but we're just going to go whipped cream. Lock it up and start whipping.
What are you doing, Grandma?
Oh, I am making whipped cream. Look at this fancy mixer. It's going to make the best whipped cream for your favorite dessert. And what is that?
Key lime pie!
Yay! Just a little bit longer and it'll be ready to eat for breakfast.
Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Okay, well, I guess it's just about done. I don't want it to turn into butter. In the olden days, if you kept doing this, it would turn into butter, but they had to do it with their hands. They didn't have mixers. Let's see how this is.
How did they do that?
Very difficultly. Look at that. Oh, that's a beauty. I bet it tastes as good as it looks. Who wants a lick of the frosting? That's what it looks like. Who wants a lick?
Cream.
Do you want a lick?
I want a lick.
All right, here you go.
It could have a little bit more sugar, but it's good. I think it's delicious.
Okay, the pie has been in the refrigerator actually for 2 days, but that's okay. It's nice and chilled. Now I'm going to put the whipped cream right on top. Use using a different spatula, of course, not the licked on ones. Oh, it's gonna be good. Nice and fluffy. We don't want too much so we can't taste the pie, but we'll have a little extra maybe for ice cream later. If I were really fancy, I would put some lime shavings on top, but it's just us this morning. It's actually morning. So we're gonna have this for breakfast. Okay, it's snacking time. And oh my goodness, just all the kids today. What's your favorite dessert?
Key lime pie!
All right, well here
Well,
it is.
It's my second favorite. Double thumbs up! It's good. I love it.
It must be my birthday or something. It's amazing.
So good.
It's like there's no words.
That's really good, Grandma.
Thank you. Okay, this is what's left for us. At least there's something left. Not much, but
Team adult,
dig in.
activate.
Love that fresh whipped cream.
I am all for breakfast pie.
It's so good. It's like tart and it's creamy.
And oh my goodness.
The fresh graham crust. Oh,
Oh, oh. It's a 2.
You good?
Try not to choke.
Oh, it's really good. It's 2-day pie.
Didn't you teach me not to talk with your mouth full?
Hi. Don't make me laugh.
Oh no, not this again.
Tell me when to go.
Go.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Okay.